All right, it's a beautiful Sunday evening, day number 13 in the month of July 2025. Good evening and welcome to Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. Iron Port is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, Well PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. The show is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority-GPHA, and our media partner is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. Now, if you want to have a grasp of all the transport in the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to read all that happened here on the show. Tonight, we are streaming live on our social media pages. On Facebook, we are live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Still on Facebook, we are live at Port of Tema. Port of Tema, and on YouTube, we are streaming live at Iron Port. Iron Port. Now, we shall be getting interactive with you as usual. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, grab your phones, and send us some messages and comments ahead via our dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0538-037353, 0538-037353. And when the time is ripe and I pick signals from the production team, we shall activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. My name is Kennedy Mona. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with the show. Please stay with us.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefeel. Goil, good energy. Ja, ya, ya.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect.
you thrive. At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
All right, so let's now turn our attention to some happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week by way of local stories.
The Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Brigadier General Paul Seydou Tanya-Kulono, on Friday, 11th July 2025, received the new Flag Officer Commandant of the Eastern Naval Command, Commodore Solomon Asiedu Labi. The visit, which took place at the GPHA headquarters, forms part of Commodore Asiedu Labi's stakeholder engagement efforts following his appointment in May this year. The two discussed areas of improved maritime security, particularly in the wake of the commencement of 24-hour operations at the port. The meeting also discussed strengthening collaboration between the Ghana Navy and GPHA, particularly in the areas of port safety and joint operations to safeguard Ghana's territorial waters. Commodore Asiedu Labi expressed his appreciation for the critical role GPHA plays in national development and assured the Director General of the Navy's commitment to deepening cooperation for the mutual benefit of both institutions. He commended GPHA for the support it continues to offer the Ghana Navy, which has ensured a lasting relationship between the Port Authority and the Ghana Navy.
I wish that to express gratitude to the huge and massive support the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority have been giving to the Navy over the years, technical services. Whenever we need cranes, it's made available to us, berthing, towing, and tags, and also to emphasize the critical roles both organizations play so far as Ghana's maritime development is concerned, and to stress the need for further cooperation and harmony rather than competition to achieve a common vision for the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces.
The Director General of GPHA congratulated the Commodore on his new role and reaffirmed the authority's willingness to collaborate closely with the Eastern Naval Command to ensure the safety and efficiency of port operations.
I also want to thank you for your support. I know when we have issues, you are readily available to support us in terms of security and other related issues. And in Takoradi, for instance, we have a naval officer who is a port security officer supporting us there. And it is our hope that this support will continue to the near future.
As part of its commitment to maintaining a safe and secure working environment for both internal and external stakeholders, the management of the Port of Takoradi, in collaboration with the Minerals Commission in the Western region, has organized a 2-day training workshop on the safe handling of explosive substances. The operations manager at the Port of Takoradi, Robert Opoku, explained that participants were strategically assigned roles to enhance operational safety. He emphasized that the training was tailored to make staff more conscious of the hazards involved in handling explosive and to instill a strong safety culture that protects not only workers but also the broader community and the nation at large. He expressed confidence that the training will significantly enhance port operations and help GPHA meet international safety and operational standards.
Port of Takoradi has played host to numerous hazardous substances. For this reason, it is very important, very imperative that our operatives who come in direct contact with these substances are trained and formed to be conscious of the various hazards that are associated with such substances.
The Director of Port of Takoradi, Captain James Richmond Quason, reinforced the importance of the training, describing it as a strategic effort to align port operations with global standards. He stressed the need for strict adherence to the safety measures introduced during the training to ensure the creation and maintenance of a safe and internationally compliant maritime port environment.
The management organized this 2 days workshop for all DPHA and stakeholders who handled ammonia nitrate and then explosives in the ports, to educate them about the requirements of the Dangerous Goods Code, the do's and don'ts, the best practices, so that handling, discharging, transportation of dangerous goods in the ports, especially the ammonia nitrate and then explosives, will be handled without any danger to our staff, to our stakeholders.
The training held for managers, officers and operatives focused particularly on the handling of ammonium nitrate and other explosives that transit through the port of Takoradi. A pull-out ceremony has been held for the Fire and Safety Manager of the Port of Tema, Deputy Chief Fire Officer Cynthia Adjaklo. The Director of Tema Port, Tebon Zuma Esquire, lauded the remarkable contributions of DCFO Cynthia Adjaklo, describing her as a pillar whose dedication and leadership laid a solid foundation for the Port's Fire and Safety Department. He urged staff to emulate the outgoing manager whose unwavering commitment, professionalism, and pioneering role as the first woman to head the department is commendable.
Cynthia, your unwavering commitment and tireless efforts and passion for your work have inspired all of us. We will remember you for your counsel and all the projects you led, your dedication to safety standards. Cynthia, we are going to miss you, no doubt, but we are extremely excited for the adventures that await you. May your retirement be filled with joy, relaxation, and in pursuit of your passion.
In her remarks, DCFO Cynthia expressed gratitude to GPHA management, her colleagues, and stakeholders for their support throughout her journey. She also appealed to management to continue resourcing the department adequately to enable it to operate at full capacity.
Through it all, God has been good to me all my life for his protection, guidance, and sustenance. My journey from a teenage girl to the first female manager of GPHA Fire Safety Department is nothing short of a divine orchestration.
After more than 4 decades of distinguished service rising through the ranks to become Deputy Chief Fire Officer, DCFO Cynthia Adjaklo officially brought her career to a close at the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority. "22 participants have successfully graduated from a rigorous 1-month forklift training program organized by the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority's GPHA Learning and Development Division in collaboration with the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, CILT Ghana. The certification ceremony held at the GPHA Towers in Tema marked the completion of the second cohort under this initiative, which aims to improve operational efficiency and safety within Ghana's ports, logistics space, and among external stakeholders. Welcoming attendees, GPHA's Learning and Development Manager Chewa Boaten said the forklift training program forms part of the authority's broader commitment to building human capacity as well as generating revenue through targeted professional development offerings.
At GPHA, we remain committed to building capacity through practical hands-on learning. This forklift training program, carefully designed and delivered by our dedicated team, is a testament to the commitment. It forms part of our broader income-generating initiatives, showing how we can leverage on internal expertise to create value while contributing to the authority's organizational goals.
She also revealed that 3 additional training cohorts are planned for 2025 under the division's transformation agenda, reflecting the growing demand for specialized logistics training in line with modern port operational standards.
We are proud to note that this is our second cohort for the year, and plans are already underway to roll out 3 cohorts before the end of the year. The strong interest and positive feedback we have received so far assures us that this is a worthwhile and impactful program.
The Human Resource Manager at the Port of Tema, Joseph Kupin, commended the program facilitators for delivering a robust and practical curriculum. He stressed the importance of upscaling in a dynamic labor market and encouraged the graduates to keep pace with evolving trends in logistics and port operations.
Training, skills upgrade, knowledge acquisition is very key in today's knowledge economy. And I will urge that after today's graduation, you should keep adding on to your knowledge and your skills. As you hit the job market, it's not going to be easy, and the only guarantee for you to land a job will be connecting with people in the industries, as well as keep sharpening your skills as advised by the L&D manager.
Representing the president of CILT Ghana, Vice President for Finance, Laksin Liga, congratulated the graduates for their discipline and commitment. He noted that the training goes beyond forklift operation, instilling values of safety, accountability, and professionalism.
Today is not just about the completion of a forklift operator training program. It marks the beginning of a journey towards excellence, responsibility, and professional growth in the logistics and transport industry. Your commitment, discipline, and passion have demonstrated that you are ready to become a valuable contributor to the most essential sector of our economy.
A graduate of the program, Vuvo Emmanuel Edem, expressed gratitude to GPHA and CILT Ghana for the opportunity to gain industry-relevant skills.
All the facilitators, I believe they are great. And if I should have any other facilitators, I'll choose them. They motivated us, and I'll say they are part of the journey, because without their motivation, a lot of people, I think, would have lost hope along the way. So I thank them.
The Forklift Training Initiative is one of several ongoing capacity-building programs championed by GPHA as it positions itself as a hub for professional maritime and logistics training in the sub-region.
All right, so welcome back. Those were happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week, and we say a big thanks and congratulations to Deputy Chief Fire Officer Cynthia Adjaklo, who has served the Port Authority for more than 4 decades, that's more than 40 years. She's done so well. That's a human's job. We wish her good relaxation in retirement. Now we're going to go for the word of phrase of the day. Remember, the word of phrase of the day has been fashioned to bring you up to speed with the terminologies and jargons we use in the shipping industry. Today's phrase is offshore wind farm. Offshore wind farm.
Offshore wind farm. Offshore wind farm refers to a group of wind turbines located in bodies of water, typically at sea, designed to capture stronger and more consistent wind to generate electricity with power transmitted to onshore grids by underwater cables.
And now a health and safety tip for the week, and today we're telling you about sitting posture. Sitting posture.
Seating posture. Sitting with a straight back and shoulders can help prevent common complaints such as lower back pain and a stiff neck. Good posture means that the key parts of a person's body are correctly aligned with the right amount of support from muscle tension.
All right, so we're zooming into our discussion proper tonight. Tonight we are taking a look at how to build a safer sea experience through harassment-free ships. And this particular topic comes on the back of the International Day of the Seafarer, which was celebrated last month. And the Ghana Maritime Authority in Ghana led the charge for that celebration for our dear country, Ghana. So we're trying to explore what we can do to ensure that we have the integrity and safety and dignity, so to speak, of seafarers intact whilst they're on board vessels and plying their trade across the globe. Now, harassment, comes in various forms. It can be verbal, it can be physical, it can be psychological, it can be sexual sometimes. And so we're trying to explore some of the experiences of some of these people and what authorities are doing to ensure that it is nipped in the bud and reduced drastically, so they can have peace whilst they go about their duties at sea. So it gives me pleasure this evening to introduce to us in the studios Captain Georgina Jopap, who is a maritime safety and security consultant. This is not the first time she's been on the show. She's been here on several occasions. Good evening, ma'am, and welcome.
Good evening, thank you.
Absolutely. She has been a seafarer herself, so she brings some perspectives to bear on the show tonight. Also in the studios, also not a stranger to our import, is Mr. Audu Inusa, who is a Principal Maritime Administration Officer at the Ghana Maritime Authority, that's with the Maritime Services Division. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Good evening, and thanks for having me.
Awesome. So let me begin with you. First of all, tell us how this year's celebrations went, International Day of the Seafarer.
I would say it was a very successful event. The objective was achieved. It was to sensitize our seafarers on issues relating to harassment and bullying, and what constitutes harassment and bullying, and what they should do when they face such experiences. So, well, I would say it was a very successful event. We had the captain was with us as well, and then Captain Hazel, also with the ITF, was also there. We also had a representative from the Labor Department, and they all share their experience here. They are in competence in that field. So I would say it was a successful event. Yeah.
You said you took a look at what constituted harassment and bullying at sea. What is it that constitutes harassment and bullying at sea?
So the issues as we have it at sea is not different from what you have ashore.
Right.
Okay. So what we should know is that the vessel is the home and at the same time the workplace of the seafarer. So when we mention issues of harassment and bullying, you don't need to think far. You ask yourself, at my workplace, what are the things that constitute harassment and bullying?
Right.
The only difference is that we have a group of people who are working offshore, and what we face here are the same things that they also face at sea. So basically, there is no difference except that there's been more emphasis this time, and it has become part of the Maritime Labour Convention that maritime administrations, vessel owners, seafarers should take note of those things that constitute, those behavior or conduct that constitute harassment and bullying, and therefore we should guard against it. Though there are certain things that we take for granted. We don't even know that what we are engaged in constitute harassment and bullying because we are used to it. Yes. And some of them too, they are cultural. You may think that it's okay, but in other cultures or with other people, it's not okay.
Right.
So what happened was the ITF and then the ICS, International Chamber of Shipping.
ITF is International
Transport Workers Federation, yes. And then ICS, International Chamber of Shipping, they came together. And then they identified certain conduct that they classified as harassment and bullying to sensitize seafarers that you are not supposed to engage in such conduct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so with respect to the theme for this year, My Harassment-Free Ship, what in Ghana's context, in Ghana's maritime context, what was the significance?
So, like I mentioned, You see, Ghana is one of the seafarer-friendly ports.
Absolutely.
Okay. We have even been recognized by some international bodies. And when seafarers are in distress at sea, I'm not talking about Ghanaians, but seafarers in general, and they happen to be within the Gulf of Guinea area. Yes, some of the destinations that they want to get to is Ghana because they know we are very receptive.
Yes.
So the essence of this whole thing is to sensitize our seafarers. First of all, you should know what we mean by harassment and bullying.
Yes.
What conduct constitutes harassment and bullying, and then you should guard yourself. First of all, you don't do it to others. And if it happens to you, you should know what to do.
Yes.
And the interesting thing is, most of the issues that seafarers face, the relationship is a worker and an employee, a worker and employer relationship between the seafarer and then the vessel owner.
Yes.
But when it comes to issues of harassment and bullying, most of the perpetrators and then the victims are seafarers themselves.
Right.
Yes, so they need to be sensitized on such conduct.
Both perpetrators and victims?
Yes, are seafarers.
Wow.
Yes, because you are working on board the vessel.
Yeah, sure.
The person who is subjecting you to the harassment or bullying is a fellow seafarer.
Yes.
Okay. And then the victim is also a seafarer. Yes. So that is why we need to sensitize them. Some of them, they don't even know that what they are engaged in is bullying or harassment. Yes.
Right. Okay, so let me come to Mom. You have been there, you've seen it, you've done it. I just want to find out from you what a harassment-free ship means to you as a person.
Yeah. Just like my colleagues immediately said, harassment actually comes in different forms.
Yes.
And recently, it's so been identified that it comes from even royal palaces, board rooms, schools, and even homes.
Right.
So that is it. However, the environment of the ship, where the ship operates, is by itself isolated and confined.
Right.
Meaning, if you add harassment to it, it will then become either significantly or exponentially very difficult to deal.
Right.
And that is where harassment issues are very important to discuss now on the ship. Again, you may not necessarily, like you said, for me as a girl, as a lady at that time, I was part of the pioneers.
Yes.
The system itself had not even applied or prepared itself to think in lines of women at sea.
Right.
But with this harassment issue we are talking, it's not just for women or ladies at sea. It's everybody who works on the ship or offshore.
Yes.
Can experience harassment.
Yes.
Most often times people think of harassment on the ship. First of all, being a lady, they will ask you about, were you sexually harassed or something?
Yes. In fact, that was going to be my next question, whether you have personally experienced harassment whilst you were active in those days. Yeah.
So sexually, no.
Right.
But bullying and being targeted at, being given laborious jobs, it's all part of harassment that personally.
For instance, the fellow will say, you say you want to be at sea. This is a male-dominated area. So now go and do this particular job.
That is exactly.
Right.
People just try to do that. However, there's when you reflect, those times you didn't probably think about it because there were no policies in place. You were not aware of it.
Yeah.
Even if there were, you were not even aware of it, that this is bullying.
Yeah.
Like he said, culturally and other things were in place.
Yes.
However, now you know that it's bullying and it is harassment. A lot of harassment now when you reflect, like somebody deliberate senior high or your colleague or anybody can, target you where you are giving the 3D jobs. When we say 3D jobs, you're talking about difficult, dangerous, and dirty jobs.
Right.
So you are often assigned to those jobs. Yes, obviously other people have to do it, but it's like you have been targeted, to do it. And on the ship, most people also come in harassment and pretend to be toughening you up, but they have this subtle way of harass. Now that when you look at the definitions that they've brought up and the definition you reflect, you look at it from that point and you know
okay,
that
this was harassment.
it was harassment. Yes. It was harassment. Yeah. So you had, I would say, when it comes into these definitions, yes, I was bullied, I was targeted at,
yes.
I did the 3D jobs, and sometimes...
The difficult, the dangerous, and the dirty jobs.
Yeah, that's the 3D jobs.
So which ones would you classify as such?
Oh, okay. Like, you may have to go, into the hatch to work.
Exactly.
Daytime.
The hatch looks like, does it look like, which one is
the hatch is where, for navigators, you work on deck.
Yes.
The ship is at sea, you have bad weather.
Yes.
You may have to go and secure, or even if you are not securing it, the crew are to secure it, you may have to go and supervise them to do it.
Right.
And it's quite probably 2 o'clock in the night.
Right, yeah.
And probably, so when you have been targeted at, then you will be probably called to go and do that one. That's when we say the job definitely has to be done.
Yeah.
But it's where you have been targeted. That's where I'm coming from.
Absolutely.
Then you know that you have been, you are being harassed.
Yes.
Now that you look at it.
Yes.
But it came under the pretense that I want you to be tough.
Yeah, that's true.
That is where it comes from.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, but it doesn't look like, on a vessel, you have people of diverse backgrounds.
That is it.
Their culture, their whatever. And so somebody might take an action without knowing necessarily that this constitutes harassment. How do you go about it?
Yeah, currently, in our time, there were no policies, in actual fact.
Yeah, you
we
mentioned,
didn't even have any policies. We didn't even know. Even if they were, we weren't aware of them.
Yes.
So that was it. But fortunately, these days, we have manuals, we have awareness, like what we are doing now. Yeah. We have posters and all those things, publications talking about harassment.
Yes.
And it's a big issue in all industries.
Yes.
So this awareness had come up.
Yes.
Again, you also have the hierarchy of authority on the ship. Very, where generally in all institutions, you would have expected that the higher ups in the hierarchy, it's expected of them to motivate and inspire the junior staffs or the lower staffs.
Yes.
You look at your colleagues and you assume that they will be your checkmates, so whilst you are working. And you as a person, it's your responsibility to make sure that your juniors or the next generation, you motivate them and inspire them. So that's what you would have done.
Right.
But on the ship, yes, we have this hierarchy as well. Right. But it is also a teamwork to the point that efficiency is based on teamwork on the ship. And you have to take all that into account.
Yes.
Knowing that people come from different nationalities, people have different genders now. People have different stages in their life that they are doing. And therefore, we should be able to have a teamwork where there will be no humiliation and bullying. That is very, very important.
Absolutely.
And with that, you will have an efficient working condition on the ship.
Okay.
Yeah,
you are one of the pioneers in terms of, having ladies, being on board vessels as seafarers. What's the situation now? Do we still have, female seafarers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Now it is the big thing. And almost all young ladies in science-based really want to go into it. And the industry itself is looking for ladies, to work on it.
Right.
So, and it's not only working on the ship, it's in the whole maritime industry. You saw something, you said the wind farm.
Yes.
Yeah, it's offshore.
Yeah.
And it's a maritime industry, and lady engineers who have to be working there.
Absolutely.
So it's not just plying the big oceans and everything, but offshore oil exploration and all of those things are part of the sea. They are all seafarers, you know. Again, I also come back that it's not just for ladies that we should be talking about when it comes to harassment.
I know.
Because
I know. I'm just bringing it because you've been one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because sexual orientation is different these days,
That's
and
true.
it doesn't affect only ladies, you know.
Absolutely.
So so many people could be harassed sexually as well in different ways, not necessarily ladies.
Absolutely. Let me come to you. You are from the regulator, the Ghana Maritime Authority. I want to find out from you, what are some of the common complaints? That's if you receive some from seafarers. What are some of the common complaints they come with?
Okay, before that, I would like to said some of the issues to add to what Captain said.
Yes.
Okay. Currently, we are having more females responding to the call.
Okay.
Yes.
Even at the university.
To adopt seafaring as a vocation.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is this agency, Hafnia.
Hafnia.
Yeah, Hafnia has a policy to recruit more female seafarers.
Oh,
Probably we would have to interview him one day.
Right.
Engineer Dilamte.
Okay.
Yes, they have this policy of recruiting more females. And my observation from the data at the Maritime Authority, we have more marine engineers, female, who want, there are more marine than we have of the
navigators.
Deck. Yes, the navigators.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, like you mentioned, you see some of these things, they are cultural.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm communicating with you and some of my gestures may be insulting in your culture, but I'm not aware.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some of these things, that is why the ITF decided, the ITF and the ICA decided that let's catalog. There are some that are universal.
Right.
Irrespective of the culture. This is wrong. Universally, it is acceptable that such conduct, it's wrong. Yeah. So those ones, the ITF has cataloged them. And then it has become such that it started as a guideline, okay, but it has become part of the Maritime Labour Convention.
Right.
Yeah.
And also the IMO, the ILO, Joint Tripartite Working Group have become there's a lot of attention on this matter. Something that started as a guideline. They wanted it to be part of the law so that it's not just a guideline, but something that should be enforced by the Maritime Administration.
Right.
So it has become part of the Maritime Labour Convention Regulation 4.3 of the Maritime Labour Convention now deals with that matter.
Right.
It speaks to it and then refer you to the document that was prepared by the ICS and then the ITF.
Right.
So anything that was mentioned by the ICS as IT and ITF as harassment constitute harassment per the Maritime Labour Convention. Now with the reports, you know, some of these things, first of all, I think a number of people are not aware. And sometimes when it happens to, especially with females, they are reluctant to report. Okay, so sometimes what we do at the Maritime Administration is when people walk in to apply for certificates or to be served for some services, we sit them down and then you have a chat with them.
Right.
In what I've observed is sometimes when you are talking to the person is not comfortable. You must be able to build a rapport. He or she should have some confidence in you. And once the person opens up, yes, then you will really hear some of these things. I've had some experiences with female seafarers, very young seafarers.
Yes.
Initially, I wanted them to join in the World Maritime Day celebration, but I thought it was a bad idea later because the vessel owners will be watching, and I didn't want blacklisting of any...
on your account.
Yes, the seafarers. So the Maritime Administration decided, I know it wasn't a good thing to do. But the last person that I spoke to, a young lady, I think she's about 23 years.
Yes.
The captain is a Russian, and she thinks that whatever she does, like Captain mentions, when the males do the thing, they get commendation. When she does it, she's forced to work extra hard before her output is appreciated. And some of the comments that the captain of the vessel, he says sometimes she's working and then she says she's tired, and then the captain says, but my bed is there, so you can go and relax in my bed. And she did not take kindly to it. And some of the things that comments that they made, she's a very assertive lady. And she tells me that sometimes they commend her, but behind her back, they make uncomplimentary remarks about her. And she's had the occasion to confront some of them. Why did you do this, or why did you do that? And some of the people, she wouldn't like to work with them again. Yes. Yeah, so these are the things that we are trying to
mostly
avoid.
they are in the minority. You can find one lady in the midst of men, you know, in this, and so it makes her quite uncomfortable because if it is what's happening to her, she's been, you know, given the 3Ds, and she's also being talked about or gossiped about.
Exactly.
She would not feel comfortable.
Exactly.
I see.
So probably on the cruise vessels, she may have companies, even if they are not seafarers, but with the containers and then the bulk carriers, that's a very difficult experience.
Okay, so let me continue with you. As regulator, what are you doing to ameliorate the plight of seafarers?
So the
in terms of harassment, so to speak.
Yes, so the sensitization is on, and then the Maritime Administration we've made available some numbers that seafarers can call. Unfortunately, I don't have the numbers here.
Even whilst at sea?
Yes, whilst at sea, they make use of our email addresses, info@ghanaMaritime.org, to reach us. Yes. So these ones, we made it available so that at every point in time, if any seafarer is in distress, he or she can reach us. Somewhere late last year, we had a vessel called at Tema port, and the crew were Syrians, but for two who were Egyptians.
Right.
So we had our port state control officers go on board, and then they called us that there is a problem on board. So we went in, and then the two Egyptians told us that they are not comfortable with the Syrians on board because they isolate them. When they are speaking, they don't want them to be part of them. And sometimes they feel that they are gossiping about them, and they feel that they are not safe. They are not safe, so we should get them off the vessel.
Wow.
And they wanted to leave the vessel ASAP.
Wow.
So what we told the vessel owner, the captain, was that he should pay them all their wages, and then we want to get them off the vessel. So within the next hour, we got the seafarers, the two Egyptians of the vessel, and then we brought them to. Then we asked the agent here to get them a hotel. Yes, and then book a flight for them so that the earliest available flight will see them back to Egypt. Yes.
What was the tribe of the captain too? Was he also a Syrian or also an Egyptian?
No, he's a Syrian. They were all Syrians, but the two Egyptians. And the Egyptians said they were not comfortable on the flight, on board the vessel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let me come to Captain Jopap and find out from you. Have you had cause or reason to believe that, female seafarers at the moment are confident to report harassment as it stands now? Your time, like you said, the policies were not there. Those opportunities were not there for you to even identify that this is harassment or this constitutes harassment, and for you to even report and all that. But now I think that, you know, people are aware of some of these things, and so they should be able to report.
No,
He mentioned that sometimes they feel that they shouldn't report because it might perhaps, you know, even exacerbate their plight.
Stigmatization and
exact victimization, so to speak. Yes. So have you picked signals from some of them whether they are confident and bold enough to speak out or speak up?
Okay. Currently, because of awareness, sensitization of these things, which is not enough, though.
Yes.
But that's what's the policies now, is that you make them aware, and especially before they get on board the ship, they should be sensitized as well.
Right.
He mentioned we also have organizations, international organizations that advocate and protect seafarers, all of it. However, it becomes the responsibility of the seafarer that when they go on board the ship, they should know that these laws, before they go, these laws and channels of reporting are there. Like I said, there are posters and all these things on board that make you aware. You should be also be able to have a confidant, probably whom you can discuss these things with. You should also be able to sometimes have evidence of these things, because usually when you talk about harassment, people think you are making it up.
Exactly. They don't believe,
and they don't pay. So you must have evidence as well. These days we all have phones and everything, so you should be able to record somebody and do all those things. However, one of the most important things that must be actually done is that the person must know that apart from the fact that he has the right to report, they should not endure harassment.
Yes.
And therefore should know the procedure, have the responsibility herself of reporting. She shouldn't just take it as it is. Sometimes, like I also come back to say, it's not like everybody on the ship, you know, like a pack of wolves there to attack you. No. We have real officers and gentlemen on board the ships who would, you know, when you report them, you tell them what has happened, or they even see you being targeted. They'll call you and advise you and say, encourage you that either go on. But these days they will tell you to report. Because in our time they will just say that, oh, don't mind him, you just do your work. That's his character. But these days it's not just that his or her character, but perpetrators must be stopped. And victims must be, everybody on the ship, you don't have to wait to be a victim. You should be sure that you know your rights and that you are not ready to endure harassment, and you have the responsibility of reporting. And knowing all the categories that you can, the confidential reporting is there. Now almost every ship has an email. So before you even get to port, it's there. And you don't have to wait for the flag state vessels before you report. You get to the flag state country. You should be able to report at every port, because we have ITF inspectors almost at every port who are ready, and that's their job. So they're looking out for the welfare and advocacy of seafarers. So it's your responsibility to be able to put this, then you can cap it down. That's one major thing that I said is the new thing that people should follow up.
Now, in your opinion, what role can the leadership of vessels or ships play? I'm talking about the captain, the chief engineer and all that. What role can they play to promote respectful and inclusive, so to speak, onboard culture? That, we are from diverse backgrounds, we are from different places. I mean, our cultures are different, but we must work in unison. We must work as a team to realize our objective and all that. What role do they have to play?
And like I said, it is their respect. People in that category is a hierarchy of authority. Yes. But then they should be able to recognize, as you said, that people are coming from different cultures. But they are, the job, you know, the job must be done. And it needs a teamwork to do it. So that if you make people, you harass people and they are emotionally at a disadvantage, then you will not be able to get a good result and efficient job to do. So you, at the helm of affairs with leaders and leadership, you should be able to have this. Again, most of these leaders, or what we said, we were not sensitized initially. They didn't even know. Yes, initially I said bad character.
Yes.
We have people like that. We used to have iron men. That's what we say. We have iron men on ship.
Right.
Now people should know that we have flesh and blood human beings on the ship working.
What is Iron Man?
That's what it used to be said, that
Yes.
the ships were made of boats,
Yes.
wooden
Iron Man or
boats,
wooden boats,
and the
yeah.
people working on it were made of iron.
Iron. Wow.
No, so that was it. But now, no. Now the ships are made of steel.
Steel, yeah.
Iron.
Yes.
But the people working on it are human beings
Yeah.
with flesh and blood going through them and
Right.
emotions. So
Yeah.
this is how people must be treated.
Absolutely.
Again, I always come back to the people and say that it's we are all colleagues.
Yes.
It's just that you are a senior colleague,
Yeah.
and so another person is a junior colleague.
Yes.
That's all. And it is up to us to be able to to raise, support each other. Because when the ship sinks,
Yeah.
should anything happen, and the ship sinks or gets into any incident, it affects everybody.
Everybody, absolutely.
It's not going to affect the cadet or the rating alone. It's going to affect you. And most often times, even in cases of major accidents, it's rather the captains and the chief engineers who are arrested before even trial.
Yeah.
So that if you are in the box and you actually, harass people and you get into incidents or accidents,
Yes.
then at the end of the day, you'll be more punished than the rest of the people. So it's a teamwork. And
Right.
any form of teamwork, you cannot just leave on them. And it affects everybody on the ship.
Right.
And low morale on the ship is, very, very dangerous. If you have low morale on the ship, it's very, very dangerous, And that is why on most of these ships, even cargo ships, you have recreational places, swimming places, all on the ships, just for people to have,
recreate, to rejuvenate.
to be able to gym and all those things, to be able to have good morale. But when the top is rotten and it affects the rest of the people, it's more than a mutiny.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's
It'll be a sad
dangerous.
experience at sea. Right. Let me come to Mr. Audu and find out from you whether the GMA, the Ghana Maritime Authority, conducts audits in terms of that include crew welfare and harassment-related compliance, so to speak. Do you conduct any such audits? And if you do, how frequently do you do so?
So the rule is that every vessel that calls at port, as part of our port state and flag state responsibility under the Maritime Labour Convention.
Yes.
So the Maritime Administration is supposed to ensure that seafarers' living and working conditions on board are good.
Right.
So living and working conditions also include issues of relating to harassment and bullying.
Yes.
So if a port state control officer boards a vessel, his interest is that the seafarer is okay, he's comfortable. So per our obligations under the Maritime Labour Convention, under the LI 3226, Ghana Shipping Maritime Labour Regulations, we are supposed to ensure that seafarers, for those who call at Ghana's ports, are comfortable.
Right.
Yes, and also it is expected that everybody should have a role to play. Okay, like the sensitization for the seafarers. As a seafarer, one thing about the ILO is anything that relates to welfare, they make it a public document.
Right.
You can easily go onto the internet and then you download it for your sensitization or for your education.
Right.
So all these things are available on the net.
Online, yeah.
So as a seafarer, the unions, they have a role to play. Every vessel should have a company policy.
Right.
And those policies relating to harassment and bullying should be pasted at conspicuous places on the vessel, such that seafarers read them.
Yes.
They don't do it to others, and others don't do it to them. So it's a policy that you should have them on the vessels.
Right.
So as a port state control officer, you are supposed, when you go, those are some of the things that you may look out for. And then you also speak to the seafarers. When you board the vessel, sometimes what you do is one strategy, just look at the individual in the face. Yeah. I look at you in the face and you'll be communicating to me. You look at the person eyeball to eyeball, and if he has any concern, you'll be able to discern some of these conduct. If the person is not comfortable, you look at him in the eye. Yeah. He may send a message to you, and some of these things you'll be able to deal with them.
The fellow is afraid to speak up in the midst of the other people. So
yes,
once you see
exactly.
Them,
you see them in the face. Once you look at them, he's communicating to you. And you also, when you isolate, you don't isolate just that individual. You may pick about 3, 4, 5 people, okay? Because you don't want the perpetrator to know exactly who is giving you that information. If you just pick one person out, you will know that it is coming from... Exactly. So you pick about 3, 4, you speak to a number of people. Perhaps he is not the only one going through such experience. Exactly. So if you pick them and you speak to them, then you get the full fact of exactly what is happening. But the most important thing, you should be able to build a rapport. The person should have confidence in you that whatever I'm telling you, I'm secured.
Yes.
And like Captain mentioned, you see, even though every vessel should have a structured or developed standard operating procedures for reporting, yes, the seafarer is not obliged to follow that.
Right.
What he is supposed to do, whatever procedure that I am comfortable with, yes, that is what I should follow. So if I think that there's nobody on the vessel that I can rely on, I can send an email so that when I get to the port, or I get to the port, I speak to the port state control officer, or I disembark and speak to whoever I'm comfortable with. So there may be procedures, there may be process, but they are not something that it should be followed. Right. If the person does not feel comfortable to follow them, right, yes, right, he or she should take whatever he or she feels that he or she is comfortable with, that he can share his experience. Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Right, this is our report here on Metro TV. Tonight we're taking a look at how to build a safer sea experience, through harassment-free ships. And this particular topic comes on the back of the celebration of the International Day of the Seafarer, which was last month. And like I said in my intro, the Ghana Maritime Authority, which is the regulatory agency in Ghana, led the charge for that celebration in our country. And tonight in the studios we have with us Captain Georgina Jopap, who is a maritime safety and security consultant. She's also a seafarer herself. And indeed, Mr. Audu Inusa, Principal Maritime Administration Officer, the Maritime Services Division of the Ghana Maritime Authority. They are the two personalities we're having a discussion with tonight. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we will activate the phone lines and also take your messages and read to the rest of the world. Please stay with us.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefi. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water. Or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News, we present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
All right, welcome back. This is our report here on Metro TV, and we just went for that break. Remember, tonight we are taking a look at building safer sea experience through harassment-free ships, coming on the back on the International Day of the Seafarer, which was last month, with the Ghana Maritime Authority leading the charge for the celebrations in Ghana. With us in the studios, Captain Georgina Jopap, Maritime Safety and Security Consultant, also herself a seafarer indeed, Mr. Inusa Audu Inusa, so to speak, Principal Maritime Administration Officer, the Maritime Services Division, Ghana Maritime Authority. They are the two personalities we are having the discussion with tonight. Captain Jopap has you have some message for us as far as some training program is concerned, if you can.
Oh, okay. It's a mandatory course for all seafarers, what you call PSSR. That is should be, and that is personal safety and social responsibility. Okay. And I think it's that's been running. Every seafarer, right, has that one, and I think that will be a very good place where you could slot this harassment in as one of the topics to be discussed.
Absolutely.
So, that could be advised at the Maritime Authority, and when we approve of short courses, we should be able to include this. We should also have a forum, especially now that there's a lot of interest in ladies in the industry. We should also have a forum before they go out to work, go into to sea, to be able to have a forum where these things are discussed, and encourage them. They should also have mentorship, somebody to set up as a mentor for them. And those type of things, Maritime Authority should be able to take that a discussion with the Regional Maritime University where the training goes up and be able to put this in as a package for them. And not only the ladies, but it goes for every seafarer, but in particular, now that the interest is in young ladies from Ghana in the maritime industry, and I'm proud of them. Because it's like, we always say, you are only a successful person when generations after you are better off than you. So now these girls are going to be better off than what we were or what we had done. And for me, that makes me a successful person for me.
Awesome.
So I'm championing that for them.
Awesome. All right, so you can call in and contribute to the discussion. The number to dial is right on your screen, 0245-834980, 0245-834980. You can call in and contribute to the discussion. So messages have come in. This one says, is from Juliet Kofi in Nungwa. Juliet says, this topic is very dear to my heart. As an aspiring seafarer, I'm often anxious of the prospects of being on ships for most of my lifetime, but I fear harassment. Well, well, you need to, shove the fear aside and then, get on to what you want to do best. I mean, it will come with the risks and so on these things, but I don't think that fear should be a barrier. You can do it, please. Don't put yourself down because of fear. Amma in Cape Coast says, I am a sister of a seafarer. Thank you, Iron Port. My brother was targeted and faced something similar, but he just kept quiet. I hope these conversations will give them the confidence to speak up. And Abba in Tema, fortunately for us, or unfortunately, it's only the women that are sending in the messages. Abba in Tema says, I am very timely discussion. Ship owners must be held accountable too. Sometimes they just ignore reports to save face. Well, I think that's a beautiful one. Yes, they should be held accountable. This one says, good evening, Mr. Host. I'm in Kumasi. What are the procedures to join some of the trainings happening in the port? Well, my production team would reach out to you and then tell you what you can do so we can see which your interest is, and then they can assist you and link you up with the right people. So partnerships and collaborations with international organizations to create harassment-free ships. What's the Ghana Maritime doing? Have you initiated any such thing?
Yes, so these things come automatically, especially with the International Transport Workers Federation.
Yes.
The ILO itself, and also the IMO, other sister maritime administrations. So we don't work alone, but in collaboration with all these bodies, especially with the ITF. Yes, so the ITF is very well known. So anytime there are such incidents, either they reach us directly or they reach the ITF. And we are very much in touch with the ITF rep here in Ghana, Captain Hazel.
Yes.
So whenever there are such incidents, we work together with the ITF to ensure that we deal with such matters. Yeah.
Okay. Let me come to Captain Jopap and find out from you. No, as for the most common types of, you've mentioned all of them. What are the improvements, or what improvements would you like to see in the industry to support a safer work environment for particularly seafarers?
Yeah. Policies. No, and not just policies that you have, but to enforce policies.
Right.
For policies and laws must be enforced. That is it. Perpetrators must be punished. Victims must be counseled. They have to go through counseling and all those things as we do for shore-based people.
Right.
We should also look at the awareness, sensitization, and anything that supports, advocacies, that supports the well-being of the seafarer.
Yes.
The most important thing is that they should not endure it. They should refuse it. They should be able to report, speak out,
right.
Have the right attitude, have it as a responsibility, to be able to curb it just when it starts.
Absolutely.
And they should be able to, like we said, have contact numbers, be able to
reach out
to others. And again, on board the ships, you will have a lot of people supporting. It's just one, you pick a whole lot and it's just one small bad nut.
Right.
That's it.
Let's welcome Wilson. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. This is Wilson.
Yes. Please go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to find out that those who are finishing the Maritime School, how are they managed to find them a job?
Those who complete Maritime School, how they manage to find them jobs?
Find them job, yes.
Okay. All right. Do you have any any special area of interest?
I've worked with Ghana Port and Harbour Authority before for the past 30 years ago. I'm no more there. But those days, we have Water River ship for Ghana ship, and we have River Sicily and Co.
Right.
We have those ships for Ghana have those ships, and we have people who work with the ship.
Right.
But those ships are no more. So I'm thinking, how can those who are finishing the maritime school, how did they manage to get job where Ghana don't have any ship to employ Ghanaians?
Right. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. Mr. Regulator, would you want to come in?
Yes. So I associate with his sentiments. Okay, these are very legitimate concerns.
Yes.
That the current management is trying to deal with. What the Maritime Authority does is we license recruitment and placement service providers. We also sign MOUs with ship source countries. Currently, we have MOUs with 40 countries. So what happens is it enables the recruitment and placement service providers, enable them to engage seafarers on vessels that fly the flags of these vessels.
Yes.
And then the second one is we are taking advantage of the cabotage.
Yes.
So that vessels that work within our waters, as part of their corporate social responsibilities, yes, they have to or need to engage seafarers, rating trainees, and then cadets to work on these vessels. And as a condition for renewal of your license, you need to demonstrate that, okay, you've trained some seafarers, except that we have more seafarers than we have where we can cater for.
Yeah.
So this is something that the current management is very much concerned about that we will have to deal with. Yes. So a number of suggestions have come up. So they are working on it currently.
Okay. All right. So watching on Facebook, Kwesi Hassan, well, you just said offshore wind farm. I think that has to do with our phrase of the day for today. Yes, that's what you just mentioned. You didn't add anything. Thank you for watching at the moment. And we also have Ahmad Daniel. You also say, well done, GPHA, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and the Port of Tema. Well, thank you very much. The rest, you are sending us messages about stuff you are selling. This is not a medium to send such messages. Unfortunately, I think that I'm sorry. I can't indulge you on that one. And so let me come back to you, Mr. Awudu, or Mr. Regulator, so to speak, and find out from you whether you have a message for ship owners, manning agencies, and captains regarding, I asked Captain the same thing, regarding their responsibility of ensuring, harassment-free, ships for their crew.
Yes, so I've mentioned some of them, but I'll go over them.
Yes.
For as a seafarer, as a union, it's your responsibility to sensitize your members.
Absolutely.
Like I mentioned, some of these documents, in fact, all these documents are available online. If you Google ITF, ICS document on harassment and bullying, you get some of these documents that is readily available online. That's normally the ILO and the ITF like to share some of these things. So as the individual, sensitize yourself, because you can only speak up for what you know. If you don't know that your rights are even being
infringed,
abused,
yeah.
or you would not be able to stand up to it. And then the companies, vessel owners, as required under the Maritime Labour Convention and also the ICS-ITF document that has been adopted.
Yes.
You are supposed to have a policy on harassment and bullying.
Right.
That should be pasted at conspicuous places on the vessels. Ensure that that is done. Recruitment and placement service providers, okay. As part of your orientation, pre-departure orientation, you are supposed to send the seafarers through these things. You need to sensitize them on harassment. You need to sensitize them on bullying. What are some of the things that constitute harassment and bullying? Myself, what are some of the things? I'm coming from Ghana. There are certain things that I do here. Those things will not be tolerated
absolutely elsewhere
on the vessel. So what am I supposed to know? So all these things, the seafarer should be told by the recruitment and placement service provider. And then us as the Maritime Authority, as part of our port state and flag state responsibility, when we board vessels, we look out for some of these things and then we try to deal with them.
Right. Let me come to Captain and find out from you. If, like, I have a vessel I'm going to sign on to, being offered the job on the sea, are there any red flags that I can detect and then say, okay, maybe this one, no, I wouldn't want to be on board this vessel? Or you don't know anything unless you get, until you get on board?
Most often times, you will not know until you get on board. But we also have some registries. You know, when we say registries, that is where the ship is registered, which country. We have so many vessels that have been registered in what we call
flag of convenience.
Flag of convenience.
Yes.
Where it's just been registered. The owners are not from that country.
Yes.
They do not have any nationality, nothing to it, but then they have registered their ships there. Those type of ships usually may not have good standing in terms of safety, relationship, even in terms of paying their salaries and everything. So you should also know the company that you have, not just the ship, but the company that you have been, you are going to work for.
Yes.
These are type of flag ships that you have. We also have ship management and recruiters who do not even, all that they really want is that they want people to go on board the ship.
Yes.
And do not take into account the culture and gender issues of other, even religion affects people on board the ship. The food that people eat, because you might go to a ship where, say, most of them come from the Middle East, and do not want to do anything with some kind of animal like pork or anything.
Yes.
But then here you might be the only person who is that religion. And everybody on that ship, the pots and everything that they are using, is that food.
Absolutely.
You know, so that is a form of harassment. So you should be able to check out all these things before you go on board the ship. But seafarers just jump on it because hardly certificates are universal. There's usually no interview for a seafarer to go on board, especially when there's an emergency. They just want ship on, and most seafarers will just go in. But these are people who should be able to look at the background of the company, the recruiting, even the recruiting agency. Because if you get a recruiting agency where they are charging you, then you know it's that alone is a red flag.
That's true.
Because a recruiting agency should be charging the
owner of the vessel,
the owner of the vessel, and not you. So that should tell you that that is even a red flag for you.
Okay.
You should also know whether that company is paying the salaries they are paying and all that. Is it based on ITF salaries? Do you have a
is it based on ITF salary? We'll come there. Let's welcome Solomon from Asim Fosu. One will come back. I think he's the last person we can pick. We can't pick any further calls. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Awesome. Please shoot. Please shoot. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay, sir. I quite remember last year I was I came there. I came to Regional Maritime University, and I decided to do a course in marine mechanics.
Yes.
And I met someone, and the person said that I had HND in purchasing and supply. So the person said that I shouldn't do the mechanics, but I should rather go for a different course. That one will help me. But for me, I'm interested in doing any course in whether marine mechanic or so that I'll be a seafarer.
Yes.
But I couldn't do it because of what the person said. So I just want to ask if there is any way or any course that I can do so that I can be a seafarer.
Okay.
That's what I'm calling it.
Let me throw that to you, Captain.
Okay.
Thank you, Solomon.
Like, there are so many courses being run at the Maritime University.
Yes.
You know, like the ultimate said, it used to be Nautical College, where it was only for seafarers.
Yes.
Then it came to be
Regional Maritime Academy,
where we had the auxiliary things. Now it's a university where you have the high tops of the maritime industry. So all these things are catered for, even for ratings. You know, we have courses even for it. So you are catered for. So if you go to the registry. Probably whom did you meet? You should go to the registry. You can even go on the website and check. But you can go to the registry and find out what courses they are running and what are the entry qualification requirements that you need to go in. And I think that will help be able to sort this one out for him.
Awesome. Okay. Let me give you the last word, and we wrap up. We have barely 1 minute to go.
Okay, so just to add to what Captain said, at the Regional Maritime University, you have pre-sea courses, either at the engine or deck department. We have for ratings and then the officers. He should just walk in and then it will be explained to him, and then based on the information, he can decide on what to do. And then the other aspect to that Captain was mentioning, the red flags, look out for low wages. If you are being paid outrageously low wages, it's a red flag. You are given a contract that the contract is not maritime labor compliant. It's a red flag. The recruitment and placement service provider is charging you, like Captain mentioned. It's a red flag. So all these things, you need to look out for them. Buy your own ticket. It's a red flag. Because these are things that are not supposed to be done. And then if you are not careful, you end up in what we call forced labor, human trafficking, which is probably another aspect of these. Yes, so this is what I would say.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Thank you very much. That's Mr. Audu Inusa, who is the Principal Maritime Administration Officer at the Ghana Maritime Authority. He is with the Maritime Services Division. We are grateful to you, sir, for obliging us on our report tonight. And indeed to Captain Georgina Jopap, who is a Maritime Safety and Security Consultant, also herself a seafarer, indeed one of the pioneers we have in Mother Ghana. We are grateful to you, ma'am, for obliging us once again. And we know that that's and when the need arises, and we all always oblige us. We'd like to say a big thanks to our sponsors: Ghana Revenue Authority, Guel PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. We would also want to entreat you to watch the abridged version of Iron Port on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on Ghana Television. My name is Kennedy Mona. We entreat you to keep watching the rest of our programs here on Metro TV, and God willing, next week we shall bounce back with another wonderful edition of your favorite Iron Port program. Thank you so much for choosing us. Have a blissful week ahead, and good evening. Thank you so much for choosing us.